All right, let's talk about something you've probably seen 1,000 times, a crossword puzzle. But here's the thing, we're not here to just solve it. Nope, we're gonna treat this thing like an archaeological dig. We're gonna excavate this collection of really powerful ideas that are hidden right there, in plain sight, inside the grid.
So here's our plan, our roadmap for this little journey. First, we'll get into the puzzle's deeper meaning. Then we're gonna dig into 3 totally distinct groups of words. Words about power, words about structure, and words about, well, us, the human element. And then, at the end, we'll pull it all together and see how they tell one big hidden story.
Okay, so first things first, let's stop thinking about this as just a game. I want you to see it as a map, a carefully put together map of concepts. Every single word in here is like a landmark, an idea that is quietly influencing our work, our relationships, our society, every single day. Let's start with the first cluster of words we've unearthed, and this is a big one. It's the language of power. These are the words that describe influence, authority, and the pretty predictable reactions that they tend to cause.
I mean, just look at this. These 4 words create a whole mini story about power all on their own. You have the action, to compel. You have how it's formalized, mandating. You have the potential screw up and oversight. And then you have the inevitable reaction, the backlash. It's a full narrative arc in just 4 words. It's incredible.
So first up is compel. This is all about that external pressure. It's that feeling, you know it, of being pushed into doing something, not because you want to, but because the rules or the situation or some authority figure demands it. It's a really fundamental force in our lives. And this right here, this really nails the difference. To compel someone, that can be just an informal push, right? But mandating something, whoa, that takes it to a whole other level. That makes it an official, you gotta do this rule. You can think of it like this. One is a shove, the other is the law. And this is so important because it shows us that power is never a one-way street. It can be flawed, it can be undermined by an oversight, a critical mistake from just not paying attention. And when people feel that power has been misused, well, what do? You get backlash, that big collective pushback. Okay, so we're shifting gears now. We're moving from the forces of control to the frameworks of creation. This next part is all about the language of how we build things, how we plan, and how we actually get stuff done. So this next group of words here, this is the language of strategy and making things happen. If that first set of words was all about power, this one's all about process. It's about how ideas become reality. And it all starts with a roadmap. This isn't just some fuzzy goal. A roadmap is a structured plan, a really clear sequence of steps designed to get us from where we are now to some distant, ambitious destination. Without one, you're really just wandering in the dark. And right here, you can see the entire life cycle of a successful project laid out for you. You start with the roadmap. You place emphasis on what's most important. You streamline everything to get rid of the waste. And at the end of the day, your performance becomes solidified, strong, stable, reliable. Aha, and that is the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Because no plan, no matter how perfect, exists in a vacuum. This brings us from the clean, mechanical side of our story to the much messier, more personal, and unpredictable part of the puzzle. Okay, so now we are digging into the most personal layer of this whole grid. We're talking about the words that describe our inner worlds. This is where those clean lines of a roadmap meet the beautiful, messy complexities of human nature. And wow, these 3 words capture such a huge spectrum of human experience. You've got reputation, which is all about how other people see us. You've got jitters, which is about what we fear on the inside. And you've got vindictive, which is how we might react when we feel we've been wronged. So let's talk about reputation for a second. The key word here, the only word that matters really, is perception. Reputation isn't necessarily the truth about someone, it's the story that people tell about them. And as we all know, that story can be incredibly fragile. And then there are the internal feelings, from that nervous anxiety, the jitters you get before a big meeting, to that focused, burning desire for payback that defines being vindictive. Yeah, the grid captures these powerful and often hidden human motivators. All right, now for the grand finale where it all just clicks into place. We've looked at the layers of power, process, and personality. Now let's see how they all connect to form one single, cohesive story.
Two final words from our grid kind of act as the glue for our entire story. We've got uncovering, the act of revealing something that was hidden, and we've got exceeding, the act of going beyond the limits. These are the action words. They're the catalysts that set our story in motion. And here it is. This is the story. You can see the cause and effect connections everywhere. Think about it. Uncovering an oversight? Yeah, that can absolutely destroy a reputation. Mandating a new roadmap out of the blue? You're definitely going to cause some jitters and probably get a whole lot of backlash. A vindictive focus? That can compel someone to exceed all kinds of normal boundaries. You see, these words aren't just isolated definitions. They're in a constant conversation with each other.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, language isn't just a tool we use. It's a map. It's a map of meaning. And as this little crossword shows, even a simple grid can reveal the complex, hidden systems that shape our world and how we act in it. Which leaves us with just one final question to chew on. What powerful story are the words you use every single day telling?